Hi y'all, welcome to Petite Weaver Crafts episode 24. I'm recording here today on November 29th, 2016. Thank you so much for joining me for all returning viewers, and for new viewers, this is a video podcast about knitting, spinning, weaving, and pretty much any crafty thing that I can get my hands on. So for today, I have some stash acquisitions. Thanks a lot to Black Friday and Cyber Monday. A few finished objects or half finished objects, and some works in progress. So let's get started. So first up is stash. So I did not physically go out to do Black Friday shopping. I find the whole thing kind of overwhelming. There's too many people, and everyone's a little bit stressed. So I don't like to physically go out and do any shopping. I do, however, purchase online from local shops or indie dyers and such. So I'm waiting for some stuff to come in, but one of my local yarn stores did have a Cyber Monday sale where I could just pick up from the store afterwards. So I picked those up. So from Knitting Tree LA, I got some pink yarns for a craftivism like hat knit along that's going on right now. I'll explain a little bit more about the project when I talk about the hat itself. So I got some cotton yarns. This is Cotton Supreme by Universal Yarns, and I got a light baby pink and then like this hot fuchsia pink. And then I got a skein of Manos the Uruguay in Maxima. It's a singles yarn. It's about a worsted weight as well. Sorry, it's kind of blowing out the camera because it is neon pink. And then last but not least, I got some Malabrigo, and this is English Rose. It's a semi-solid tonal kind of pinkish magenta color. Really, really pretty. Those are all destined to be hats. Up next, I got some more Chiagoo DPNs. I've been on this DPN fix. I didn't think I would like them, but then I kind of tried them out. And I actually do like knitting socks with DPNs. So I got another set. And then also on Knitting Tree LA's Instagram, they had this post about some new DPNs that they got in, and it's these Neko DPNs. So it's a curved DPN. I think they're plastic. They feel like plastic. But the idea is that you can knit on using 3 needles only and not the 2. And the curve shape actually prevents your DPN from falling out, which does happen sometimes. So I will try these out and see how it goes. They are plastic, so I don't know how much I'll like that aspect of it. But yeah, they're super flexible. So we shall see. This is in a size 0, which is the smallest size they have, and I will be making socks with these. So next up is a skein of Rhichard Devrieze. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, I got one skein of just plain natural colored yarn. Some of my speckly colored stuff, I wanted some just very neutral heels and toes, so I picked up the skein on sale. And then last but not least, I got 4 skeins of Cascade Yarns Roslyn, which is a tweedy yarn. It's supposed to be a DK weight, but now looking at it, it looks a little bit more like a sport. So I got this I actually had a project in mind when I purchased this yarn. I wanted this kind of tweedy yarn to make the Ease pullover by Alicia Plummer, which is the same designer that designed the campsite sweater that I made. And it requires a worsted weight yarn, but it's just like a comfy pullover sweater with like a big neck and a hood. So I wanted something that would wear pretty well. So the plan to get it up to a worsted weight yarn is I have this hand spun that I've had for a very long time. This is one of my first big hand spun projects, and it kind of fluctuates between a lace weight and a fingering weight yarn. It's not super smooth, and this is a Jacob fleece that I processed myself. And I haven't used it. It's about 1,200 yards of lace weight that I've never used. And it's been about 3 years almost. So the plan is to thread both of these together to make the sweater. So hopefully that will be a good use of my hand spun and to fatten up this yarn a little bit more to make it a worsted weight. So yeah, I'm excited. I love the way this yarn looks, but I just never knew what the heck to do with it. So yeah, now at least I'll get to use it instead of it sitting on my shelf forever. Oh, I didn't mention, I got 4 skeins of this. So yeah, that's it for my stash acquisitions this week. So yeah, moving on to finished objects. So I did finish the second Pairfect sock. So here I have the set. And once again, this was with the Regia Pairfect yarn. The special thing about the Pairfect yarn is that there's a yellow strand of yarn in the center of the ball that helps indicate where the center is so that you have 2 pairs of identical socks, which indeed I do. Yeah, the yarn is a little bit more rustic feeling. It's not like super soft merino yarn, but hopefully that just means that it will wear a little bit better. So yeah, I will definitely be using this yarn again. I really enjoy the way the yarn knit up. It feels like a good wearing sock, and yeah, I really like that little stripe in the middle that helps you figure out exactly where the center is. And I do still have quite a bit of this foot colored yarn, so that I can probably use those for heels and toes for other socks. So the other object that I finished is the second sock of a shorty sock that I am knitting for my friend. Yeah, so these, I knit up the first sock when she was here visiting to make sure that the sock would fit perfectly, and then I just knit the second one to match. And for my last finished object is my pussy hat. So this is part of a craftivism movement. So there's going to be the Women's March on Washington in, I believe it's January 21st, I believe is the date. Anyway, one of the LA shop owners designed a hat that would help unify the look of all the women marching on DC. So since it is Washington in the middle of January, it's going to be pretty chilly. So she put out this pattern for free. You can check out their website at pussyhatproject.com, I believe, and find the pattern there. But the idea is just that you have a hat that kind of looks like it has ears, and knitters are knitting the hats and sending it to a collection location so that the other women who are marching on Washington can wear hats. It is movement that I kind of agree with, and I know not everyone does, but the idea is the whole movement is to protect women's rights. So this is something really small that I can do just to help out the project a little bit. I will be knitting quite a few hats for the project, and there will be a event, I believe, in LA as well to kind of help support the day of. So yeah, I really enjoyed knitting the hat. It's pretty simple to make and it does look super cute. I've already had a friend request one just because she saw it on my Instagram. But yeah, it's a pretty simple pattern to knit. I pulled this yarn from Stash. I actually didn't have any worsted weight yarn to use for the pattern. So you can look here. I actually ended up using 3 strands of fingering weight yarn. So if you guys remember, I had a double knit sock blank, and I started a pair of socks and you never saw it again. Well, I frogged the project and gave the yarn a wash so that it would straighten out because I apparently hate noodly yarn. I just don't like the way it feels when I'm trying to knit with it. So I repurposed the yarn. So I have the double knit sock blank now wound up into a ball. You can see both strands of it there. And I mixed it with some of this hot pink wild foot yarn that I picked up on my trip to Solvang a little while back. And it created this lovely marled effect. I really like the way it turned out. And I think I probably should have enough left to knit a second hat just like this one. But yeah, so if you guys are interested at all, please check out their website, and I will have the links down below as well. And even if you don't choose to knit with the project, you can have a free pattern. So please check them out. So yeah, that's it for my finished object. Up next is works in progress. So I decluttered a little bit this weekend. I ended up frogging the Building Blocks shawl by Stephen West as part of his mystery knit along. After about halfway through week 2's clue, it seemed like the pattern was going to be mostly the same shape as the clues beforehand, and that was about the time in which I started traveling a lot, and I didn't really have time to keep up with the clues. And by the time the 4th clue came out and like the shawl was finished, I didn't totally love the way the shawl looked either. So I didn't end up finishing the project. I didn't love it anymore, and I wasn't excited about it. So instead of having the yarn sit there forever and me never finishing the project, I kind of just ripped out the progress that I did have. So all the yarns are now just sitting partially wound. For any scraps that I ended up cutting the yarn, I will be reusing it for my Cozy Memories blanket. So moving on to the Cozy Memories blanket, I ended up adding another 7 blocks since I saw you guys last. This particular one is part of the Lynai Yarns Harry Potter set. And I believe this one is called Ron. It feels like Ron. I'm pretty sure that's who it was. But yeah, it's super fun. I'm trying to finish up the last square here to get ready for my Lynai Yarns Advent calendar. So you can see it hanging up here. For each day, she has a 5-gram mini for me, or a treat, or some notions as well. So for every day, there will be one 5-gram mini. And it should be enough for me to squeak out a square on this blanket. If I don't have enough, I'll just supplement with something else, or maybe stripe them if it looks like that's going to be the norm. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this Cozy Memories blanket. I'm actually using it as a couch blanket most of the time now, even though I'm not quite done. I just have the ends hanging off, and Lady loves this blanket anyway. She steals it from me all the time. But yeah, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, this week, and I will talk to you guys next week. Thanks. Bye. Hey, baby girl. You got cookies too for this fiber share. You want one? Hold on. Sit down. Sit down. Let me break off the piece. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Sit. High five. High five. Good girl. Here you go. What do you think? Pretty good? Yeah? Want more?